Hey everyone! Today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, pens. In the background I'll be doing a time-lapse of this freehand drawing of a rose that I did. You'll also notice that I used some pointillism for the background shading. It's my first time doing pointillism, also called dot work, on such a large scale, so I'll just talk a little bit about what I learned. When I first started actively drawing, I didn't realize the sheer number of pens and markers available in the market. I had no idea about different nib sizes or any of that, and I'm still learning. What I have discovered though is that my favorite pens to work with when it comes to inking, especially lining, are definitely Secura Micron pens. So Microns feature archival quality ink that doesn't bleed or feather once it's dry, which is super important to me since I always sketch out my drawings in pencil first, and I've noticed that a few of my other pens tend to smear when I erase the pencil afterwards. So when it comes to brush tip pens and markers, I use Prismacolor and Micron brush tip. In this time lapse, I just use Micron, but I have an extensive collection of some beautiful Prismacolor pens too. My only complaint about the Prismacolor is that the black isn't quite as vibrant as the Micron. It tends to fade out a bit more. The other difference I've noticed is actually in the brush tip itself. The Micron tips are a bit firmer, which means I tend to reach for my black Micron brush pen first when I just want a bit more of a fluid line. I find I have more control with the Micron, but on the flip side, when I need to ink a larger area, I always reach for my Prismacolor brush tip pens first. Another thing that you'll want to be wary of is the fact that the Prismacolor pens do take a little bit longer to dry, so let them sit quite a bit longer before you erase. Now, as I promised, I'm going to talk a little bit about pointillism. I've been fascinated by pointillism ever since an artist I actively follow started posting some dot work florals. I'll link to her account in the description. Anyways, I decided to try it out. I did some very small scale dot work before this picture, but this is the first time I've attempted it on a larger drawing. My first piece of advice when it comes to dot work is don't rush yourself. Pointillism takes patience, and it can actually be really calming once you just shut your mind down and just take your time. I started out with my 0.1 pen but then quickly switched to a 0.005. You're going to want to make sure you use a very, very light hand when you're doing your dot work for the sake of the art and for the sake of your pen. On the Secura website, they actually emphasize that you shouldn't put too much pressure on the pen and that a light hand is best. I tend to grip my pens very tightly and put pressure on them without realizing it, so this was definitely something I had to work at. So after erasing my lines, I always try to go over them again just to make sure the black doesn't fade out at all. So there you have it. Did you enjoy this little mini breakdown of some of my tools and methods? If so, leave a comment. And as always, like and subscribe to my channel for some more artsy content. See you later!